In a major development, Indonesia has started discussions on the procurement of coastal batteries of the BrahMos cruise systems from India, and have also been briefed about the air-launched BrahMos cruise system which can be carried by Su-30 fighter jets. The Indonesian Air Force operates a small fleet of Su-27 and Su-30 fighters, which will require considerable modifications to its airframe if Indonesia decides to acquire the air-launched variant. India and Philippines have completed the price negotiations, and will conclude the deal for truck-based BrahMos batteries before September 2020, and Philippines has also shown interest in acquiring the 290 km range BrahMos anti-ship cruise systems to be installed on their frontline ships. As China has deployed its light battle tank at the border, many defense analysts have advocated India to develop a light tank for mountainous regions, but such tanks can be stuck in long developmental delays, and a much cheaper and easier option could be to mount a 105mm cannon on the DRDO Tata-developed Kestrel armored personnel carrier, which was also designed to have a light tank variant to act as a stopgap measure. The Kestrel is powered by a 600 horsepower turbocharged diesel engine with a high power-to-weight ratio for mountainous regions. India can import a 105mm cannon with a muzzle brake and an auto-loader from Royal Ordnance L7 of United Kingdom for initial batches, till an alternative indigenous gun is developed for the light tank. The co-director of the Indian Ocean Studies Group at the U.S. Naval War College, Timothy Hoyt, has said that India has been buying American defense platforms like combat helicopters and ultralight howitzers, and discussions are underway for acquiring the Predator B, but the Indian acquisition of the F-35 will rest on political rather than military considerations, and it would be a deeply political action that would link the Indian Air Force much more closely with the U.S. Air Force. If India procures the F-35, Pakistan will approach China, and the Chinese might not transfer the technology of their latest J-20 stealth fighter. India would have to boost its defense spending to buy and operate the F-35, as even the American critics have questioned the $100 million price tag of the F-35. Russia's United Engine Corporation has announced that a new fighter jet engine has been shipped from St. Petersburg to Moscow for conducting thermal pressure chamber trials at the Central Institute of Aviation Motors. Russia had been developing a modified version of the RD-93 engine that is also used on the Chinese-origin JF17 fighter jet of Pakistan. Russia does not have any active single-engine fighter project at the moment, and the reference that it's for a single-engine fighter has given rise to speculation that the new engine is not for the Indian-ordered 21 MiG-29 UPG fighters from Russia, and is destined for the JF17 Block 3. It is to be noted that despite repeated Indian protests in the past 2 decades, Russia has continued supply of the RD-93 engine to China and Pakistan. Myanmar has decided to expedite India-backed infrastructure projects and widen security ties with India, as it is unhappy with the Chinese pressure to implement the Belt Road Initiative projects. China is planning a China-Myanmar economic corridor, as it wants to get access to the Bay of Bengal and the eastern part of the Indian Ocean region, the Commander-in-Chief of Myanmar Armed Forces have said.
Terrorists need money to buy weapons, territory to deploy military bases, so it's obvious that someone is helping them.
Myanmar has recently received its first submarine from India, and India has also agreed to train Myanmar army officers at Indian military academies.